Hi, I'm Theresa Bizoe. I'm the former Director of Philanthropy and Capital Projects for First Step. I started with First Step as a student intern when I was a 20-year-old social work student. I picked First Step for the most random reasons. My family lived in Westland, and it was a convenient place for me to intern. Of course, like most people walking around this planet, I had domestic violence and sexual assault as scars on my family tree. It's funny how sometimes these random decisions can change the direction and the purpose of your life. Back then, in the early 80s, First Step was a tiny grassroots feminist agency. We had a helpline. We didn't even have pagers back then. We had to keep everyone in the house off the phone when taking a call. I also used to spend the night at the shelter as a night manager, helping with client intake, making people feel at home, and supporting the house with conflict resolution. When I graduated from college in 1985, I was hired on as the Community Services Coordinator, helping to manage First Step's volunteer program and also assisting with marketing, outreach, and some fundraising. I left First Step to pursue a more robust salary and benefits in 1987, but at that time I was asked to join First Step's Board of Directors. During that time we purchased the former shelter site on Warren and Ridge in Canton, and we built on a living room addition. I worked for other nonprofits until around 2006, when I was recruited by my friend and mentor Judy Ellis to come back to First Step and to help raise money for a new shelter. Since then, I've had the privilege of working with donors, staff, and volunteers to open the new current shelter, the Healing Playscape Garden, and the Ark Animal Center. I've also written hundreds of grants and worked on many projects for First Step. This work is important because everyone deserves to live in a safe and supportive environment, free from trauma and fear. My favorite project was the Healing Garden and Playground because so many wonderful people were involved in its creation. The things we needed seemed to fall in place just when we needed them. It was an ambitious project, and we were really working hard to build it right. We didn't just slap some playground equipment in the mud out back of the shelter. We dreamed big, and people were drawn to get involved in the project. I'd especially like to thank Judy Ellis, former Executive Director, Carla O'Malley, former Board President, and board members Karen Wilson-Smithbauer and Kathy Cronin for helping me to be a better fundraiser. I'd also like to thank all the members of the philanthropy team, the maintenance staff, John Cdot, and the other amazing staff, board members, donors, and volunteers, like Jonathan Dreyfus and Elsa Blunk, who work so hard to make the world a better place for survivors and their children. I'd love to encourage people to get involved in the mission of First Step, maybe even as a second career. This work is so important, and there are threats to the organization's funding. We need the best people to get involved as staff, board members, donors, and volunteers. I guarantee that you will get more out of it than what you put into it. It has been the privilege of my life to work for First Step, and I'm grateful to receive this legacy award. All these years I've had a sign in my office with a quote. It said, "If you can dream big things, you may be able to help others dream big things too." My wish for First Step is that the organization always keeps dreaming big and keep changing the world for survivors. Thank you.